So we have the Google Pixel Fold here. Just want to give a huge shout out to Team Pixel for actually sending this through. This is a gift from Google. So hashtag gift from Google. I absolutely did not expect this for them to send it through. So I just couldn't be more grateful. You guys are amazing. You take care of us for sure. I absolutely love you guys. But saying that, everything that I say about this phone, good or bad, is going to be my opinion. They did not pay me to give a review on this device. They asked me for my honest opinions on the first iteration of their first foldable phone, so that is what I'm going to do. So first and foremost, just want to go over some of the specifications. I think you guys should know the most important thing first. This is an $1,800 phone, so that's a pretty big chunk of change. Of course, you can always go to a provider like AT&T, T-Mobile, get this at a better price, putting this on a plan, or of course trading in a phone. If you guys have a phone that you guys would like to trade into when you're picking up this phone, you can save some money right there. But if you want to buy it outright, it's an $1,800 phone. It is an arm and a leg, and it's pretty much as expensive as one. I checked the black market last night. Now I'm playing, but it is a decently expensive phone. So this is going to be kind of for the Google enthusiast that wants to try something new and is betting on one of these devices, or is somebody that's kind of in the foldable region already that wants to pick up something with a little bit of a different ecosystem. And if you guys want to do so, I'll leave a link in the description down below so you guys can go ahead and pick one of these up. But we have 12 gigabytes of RAM inside this device. We have the Google Tensor G2. We have 4800 milliamp battery inside of here as well. As far as the display goes, we obviously have two displays. When it's in its regular hand mode and it's not unfolded, it's going to be 5.8 inches, and that's going to be 1080 by 2092. It's going to be a weird aspect ratio, 17.4 by 9, and that is going to have a 408 ppi, and our peak brightness for our nits is going to be 1550, so it's going to be easy to see it in direct sunlight. So absolutely beautiful to see that. When it is unfolded, we still do have an OLED display, and the main one has an OLED as well. Both actually have 120 hertz as well, and we have a peak brightness of 1450 when it's unfolded. So again, it's easy to see in direct sunlight, and when it's fully unfolded, it is going to be a 7.6 inch display. So it is kind of going to be that tablet size, that smaller end of tablet size, and a 378 ppi on that, and our resolution is going to be 1840 by 2208. So very nice looking displays. You guys are about to see those in a second. Also, Android 13 on this device as well. 5 years of operating system updates, so great to see that on here. Very much covered for a first iteration of a foldable, so absolutely great to see that. 256 gigabytes of internal storage on the main basic variant, I guess, and then you guys can go up from there to 512. That's your max. Of course, we have our triple camera setup right here as well. Our main one's going to be a 48 megapixel camera, secondary 10.8, and of course our third is going to be a 10.8 as well, and that is going to be our ultra wide, telephoto, and our wide camera, and it is capable of recording at 4K 60 frames per second. Also, just some very basic stuff. Yes, we are going to have a stereo speaker on this device, so we have stereo speakers on here. No need to worry about that. We have the phone on top right here, so we're going to go ahead and put that to the side and see what else we have inside of here. So of course we have our booklet right here, which is kind of going to be your quick start guide and your safety and warranty information. And of course, very basically, we have an OTG USB Type-C to Type-A and our USB to Type-C data cable right here. So that is all that we have inside the box. We do not have a charger inside of here, so that's kind of sucky. Feel like most people are gonna have one. This is only rated at 30 watts for charging anyway, so I feel like most people would have that. Still, again, sucks that we don't have it in a phone that's 1,800 bucks. All right, so let's go ahead and take this out of the box right here, like I haven't took it out before. And right side of the device, of course, this is going to be a little bit different than most phones, and if you have a Google device, you guys are going to be familiar with this. But we have, of course, our volume up and down rocker. Below the power button, just above that, we have the power button that doubles as a fingerprint sensor, which I believe is the most appropriate choice to have a fingerprint sensor, especially on a foldable phone. Top of the phone, we are going to have a noise canceling mic and one of the stereo speakers right there. Of course, we have our hinge right here, and the bottom of the phone, we have another noise canceling mic, as you guys can see, and we also have our SIM tray. We have our other stereo speaker, our USB Type-C port, some more noise canceling mics, and that is it when it is unfolded for the sides of the device. Back of the device, we kind of have this satin back where you don't really leave fingerprints at all, which is great to see. Absolutely love that. We have our triple camera setup right here as well. And of course we have our cameras right here on this little metal slab that I think may get scratched up. So definitely pop a case on this if you guys haven't done so already, if you have this phone. We also have our flash right here. Definitely like the look of this device though. Very, very nice looking phone. I'm going to talk about the form factor in a second because I know you guys are already thinking about that. I just like how this looks so in line with all of the other phones on the Google line. So very, very appropriate design language. It looks nice. Very, very beautiful phone right here. The one that I have right now is Obsidian. I believe they have this in like 3 or 4 other colors. I'll pop them on the screen right here. But I really like this color and I absolutely love this form factor. Now getting into the form factor of this phone, let's go ahead and pop this phone open. This is going to be one of those phones that it feels more like a phone when it's not unfolded. So with a lot of the other devices like the Z Fold 4, the Surface Duo that they had a couple iterations of, those when they're folded, they're either so long and thin or so fat and wide. When this one, it feels a lot more thin, even though it's a folded phone. Obviously it's going to be a little heavy. It feels a little bit more dense than most devices, but also if you guys just want to use this as a regular phone and you only would like to use the unfolded mode in certain situations like watching movies when you're at home or playing video games and stuff like that, this is still going to be a really decent experience. And of course you guys are going to save a lot of battery when you are only using this display. So if you guys aren't unfolding the phone throughout the day and you kind of use your media consumption battery life when you're at home, you're not going to drain a ton more battery if you guys are using it like this. So you guys are going to have a very, very good experience using this just as a regular phone when it's not unfolded. So that's something that I didn't think I would use as much as I actually do. So that's really nice. So definitely nice form factor, feels like a normal phone as I said before, and it feels comfortable inside of the hand as well. A little bit heavier than I wanted it to be, but I still think the form factor is much better than any other foldable device I've ever seen. So definitely appreciate Google's design language on here. When we unfold the display, however, this is where we go into kind of like I would say a media consumption, creative mode, more of those type of things. The things that you would do on a tablet, you would probably do them on this phone, like drawing on here, watching movies, playing video games, and even playing video games on this has been pretty comfortable. I've been playing Call of Duty Mobile and Octopath Traveler on this a lot. So if you guys are kind of more of the FPS player or RPG players, you guys are going to have a great experience on here. For anybody that's those type of video game players, you guys are going to like the big screen for, of course, the Call of Duty playing, and of course for the RPG players like that play Octopath Traveler, Final Fantasy and stuff like that. It's going to be a fun experience with that. It's going to be nice. Also, for all of the applications I've been using so far, I feel like the optimization has been on point with Google apps, of course, in particular. It's been really nice. It's been working very well. When we go to our drop down bar menu right here, it's nice that we have our notifications right here on the right side, and we have, of course, our toggle menu right here to go ahead and see what else is in here. So absolutely love how that's set up. It's kind of almost like you have two phones. It kind of reminds me of what OnePlus does. So really nice to see that on this device, and it's been super comfortable so far. However, when we get into media consumption, of course, a big worry for a lot of people is like, how does the little crease in the middle look? Now, you guys can definitely see it. I'm not going to cap about that. There is going to be a crease in the middle. It's not going to be as defined as many other foldable devices, let's say that, but it isn't totally invisible. But the thing that I have to say is that when you guys are watching movies or playing video games and such, it is going to disappear. And that's been my experience so far. I've been watching YouTube videos on this for the last few days, and I have to say that it kind of just completely disappears after a couple minutes. So I don't think that's going to be an issue for a lot of people. Another thing that I heard a lot of people asking is, can you unfold this with one hand? Absolutely not. This is one of the more secure foldable devices, and it's definitely going to be a two-hand unfolding, which I don't see being a huge issue. I think a lot of people don't care about that, but you're going to need two hands to open this up. Another thing I would say is that it's great that we have this kind of flush closing experience right here. There are some other foldable devices that kind of leave a gap inside of there. Samsung, of course. I like that this is kind of a little bit more, I would say, sleek and form-fitting. I just don't like how there's devices that are foldable that you can just have creases or gaps inside of them, and you just have stuff slipping in there all the time, whether it's coins or trash or different stuff like that. If you have it in your pocket, receipts, I don't know. I just feel like if I had coins inside of my pocket and this phone was slipping out, I wouldn't want the display to be scratched. So I definitely like how it is flat and sleek right there, and it doesn't have any gaps or anything in between it. Now, as far as the camera experience so far, it's honestly been pretty decent. I would say it's the same level or just a step above the Pixel 7a, and just a step below like the Pixel 7 Pro. I do think the colors are definitely very accurate. It's obviously just a basic Google camera. This is one that I took in the night right outside the movie theater. This looks so sick. I don't know, I just thought that looked really cool. One thing I can notice with like night shot and things like that is this is going to be a little bit grainier. So this is going to be a little bit of a grainier experience compared to the Pixel 7 Pro, but it's not going to be that much off the experience. And I feel like for most people that are using this device that aren't a complete nerd like me, aren't even going to notice, and they're going to be completely fine with this. And even me being that way, kind of being a little nitpicky or a little spoiled with the Pixel 7 Pro and other flagship devices, I still accept this photo. I still think this looks really good, and I think anybody who would look at this is like, wow, that's a good photo. So you guys are going to have good photos on here. It's going to come down to the people that are like, well, would I want to spend $1,800 on this? So obviously those are going to be little things for the person that's kind of the nerd out there that wants to go spec by spec and all that type of stuff. But of course, when we unfold this, we also have another front-facing camera inside of here. That is going to be our 8-megapixel front-facing camera when we have it open, and that's going to be capable of wide-angle mode as well. Next thing I wanted to show you is the dual screen mode right here, and we're going to go and get some YouTube action going on. So you just get an application, you can choose whatever side you would like to, and I think this just works really, really well. This has been working so smoothly so far, especially with applications that are from Google. So I'm really, really liking the optimization that Google has for this device so far. So very, very nice to see this. Next, we're going to get into all of that later. Next, I just wanted to show you guys the display. I believe this is one of the nicer displays that I've seen, and it's really cool that we can have it in this mode where we fold it open and boom, you have the screen. You're watching Netflix, you're watching YouTube, Hulu, all that dope stuff, and you just have a bigger display right here. I just thought it was so cool, and yeah, just want to show you how this looks and then maybe get into a little bit of gaming after. So this looks really good. HDR10 display as well. Let me go ahead and turn up the volume. Great speakers on this device. Very, very good speakers on this device. So I've been enjoying that so far. I think the display looks really, really good. The speakers as well are very, very nice. We're gonna get into some gaming. This is the last thing that I want to show you just because it's super cool playing video games on a unfolded device. But before that, I think the thing to take away from this video is the form factor. The form factor is something that I really, really like on this device, and I think it makes the Google Fold a very, very good first iteration, and they definitely learned a lot from everybody before them, since we've had a few years and a few generations of foldable devices now, I think starting in like 2018 or 19. So they definitely took a different approach, and they learned about the foldable phone and learned about what people liked, and that definitely shows its light here on the Pixel Fold. So I'm really enjoying this device so far. Obviously, there are going to be a few little gripes that we're going to talk about in future videos, but so far I can't complain. I really do like this device. And one of the other questions that I think I'm going to receive a lot, and one of the questions that I had especially, which is why I'm going to be showing you guys a video game right now, and we're going to be running gaming, is how does this feel when you're actually playing the video game? Is it going to be flapping around? Is it going to be hard to play this video game? And I've always asked that question with a lot of the foldable devices, but the hinge is so secure that playing this video game is going to be so easy to do. So it's going to feel like you're playing on a tablet, really. You really got to give it some grit to unfold it and fold this device. So gaming so far, of course, with RPGs and even FPS games, as you're about to see, has been a decent experience. I don't know, I've just been loving how this has been looking so far. So if you guys are into like Call of Duty Mobile or kind of like competitive gaming online, this is definitely going to be a pretty cool setup for you guys. A little bit of a different aspect ratio, a little bit longer, but it's definitely going to be a really, really fun way to play video games. I've just absolutely enjoyed this phone just because of that. But that was gaming and my first impressions on the Google Pixel Fold after about a week of using it. Again, I think this is a beautiful first iteration of a phone. It is a little bit of a steep price of $1,800, but pretty much all of the other folds out there right now, the new ones that are coming out or just came out, are going to be around this price tag. So you're going to have to drop some money to get a foldable device. But so far, really liking the Pixel Fold. I'm enjoying this form factor. I'm enjoying my experience with it. And in my experience, it has definitely made me fall in love with my first foldable phone. Obviously, I checked out all the other foldable devices in the past and I've played around with those, but I'm just really, really having a fun time on this device. But if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. If you guys yourself have this device, let me know what you guys think of it in the comment section down below. But this has been Safan from TechRight. Hope you guys have a beautiful day. Peace out, Tech Gang.